Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to start on the top of the touring pack. And I've got some graphics I'm going to show you here in just a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some scallops on the outside. I'm going to have some scallops on the inside. I got some text I'm going to put in here. And I'm probably going to do my ghost name, or my I'm going to do my channel name here in a pearl, so it doesn't stand out a whole lot. For the text, if you want to pause the screen and read all this, this is just the standard biker's prayer, and I got my channel name here that I'm gonna get cut out. And make sure I move this towards the center so I can make sure that I have plenty of border that I can mask out. And we will start it up. When this gets done, we'll pick back up. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going through with my little pick, and I'm just going to pick out all the letters themselves, and I'm going to leave the backdrop in here, and then that will get placed on the back. Then you'll spray everything on the insides. So now at this point, I'm going to take the transfer paper and we'll lay that on top. Just want to make sure that I'm going to leave enough room to grab these edges of this with some tape. Alright, so now I have all this in place, and all I'm going to do is tape around the outsides of this, and I'm going to spray my pearl inside of here.
Fuck. Are you serious?
Alright, so I had a couple of small problems with my vinyl cutter. I ended up having to get some blades and some different vinyl for it because it just was not wanting to cut out the small text. So I spent a lot of last night putting all this together and getting it put on here. And here's what it looks like. The vinyl here actually has a shifting color change to it. So I think that would look pretty good because it's going to match in with a lot of colors that are on the bike itself. I'm going to go ahead and sit here and try to get these scallops masked off. Now, I will tell you, I'm not a painter. I've only done this probably about 12 years ago, and I had a couple of race cars that I'd paint up myself, but that was with tractor paint on an unprepped car because it didn't really matter because you beat the crap out of them cars anyway. So this is my first true paint job, and I'm learning as I go, but I'm making it work. And yes, I am in my living room for now. I paint in my little shop, but I do everything in here. As you can see, I got my fire, I can have my TV, and I can keep an eye on my daughter as I do this, and sometimes she'll come over and try to help me out. So let's get to messing this stuff up. I'm going to use this 1/8" fine line tape. And this is the first time I've ever actually fine lined anything or anything like this, so bear with me. mix up my pearl coat. I ended up spraying about 8 coats of clear on here. I had this pack sitting a little bit too far backwards. I mean, you can tell where it ran off the top of the lid. Now I can get all these cut. That's no big deal. I've gotten quite proficient in cutting runs. As you can see, if you can't see, you see how we got a little bit of dark spots in here? Well, that's how I know that I'm about down to the letters down here. But I'm good with where I'm at. I don't want to sand down on the letters themselves. I just want to get just to the top of them. And then come in here and shoot another 3 more coats of clear to fill all this in. And then once that happens, then I can go in and sand it down just to make sure everything is nice and flat and leveled off. As you can tell, that's how it should look. And here I have my fender all completely done. This is ready to install. Done with this. And that came out really nice. Let me know what you guys think. Would it be better to have one single scallop here, a scallop that runs over here, or maybe a combination of the both? Or a combination of the two. I'm not exactly sure. But I really like how the color has come out. So now I'm going in and I'm taping everything just to the edge of this line here on the inside. Now what I hope to do is create a kind of like a blade's edge all along each of the edges by coming in with a airbrush and just lightly airbrushing black around the outside. So here I have one of my saddlebags already taped up. Now I was just going in and just kind of just outline everything to see how I actually like this to be laid out, and I just continued on because I thought it was looking pretty good. It's already there. I already got it messed up, ready to go. I'm gonna come in here and spray my silver. And then once that's done, I'm going to come in and spray my white pearl on top of that. And then the same process, once all that dries, I'll take everything off, shoot the clear on it, sand it down, and then come in and do my black airbrush edgings. I'm just doing this just to test myself and to create a bike that I know I'm going to enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other bag out here, and I'll go ahead and start laying out the scallops on it. I think they can hear you. I think everybody can hear you trying to tell me a secret. That was very quiet. Okay. Now it's time to clean up the surface and get the paint put on here. Now I got my pearl on. I'm just gonna go in and clean this up, make sure I got all my tape and adhesive off of here. Well, I got 3 coats of clear on here now, and that should help bury the scallops that I put on here. And I really like the color combination. So now I'm about to what?
Airbrush.
Yep. I've only airbrushed a handful of times. So let's do it. Alright, so that's kind of what I have in mind. Let this dry off a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one going. Oh yes. I cannot wait to get it clear on that. So now it's time for the turning pack. Two little spots here, but I can get that cleaned up once this completely dries. I can get this wiped off and just kind of feather that in again. I'm not too concerned about that. I think I got a little eager to unmask this, or I got into it whenever I sprayed. I'm not exactly sure, but I do got to fix that. I did get my runs cut out of here though, so that's good, nice and flat. But I think that's going to look really sharp on the bike, especially when it's in the clear and in the sun. So I am kind of new to this airbrushing stuff, and I had to remove what I did the other day, because after looking at it for a couple of days, I just really wasn't into it. My shading was a little bit too fat. I wiped everything down, got it all cleaned up again, and I taped it off once again, and came back out here and did another coat of airbrushing on it, a lot thinner lines around there. I'm really liking how it's turning out. So I just came in and put a much thinner coat, lightened it up a little bit more. I think that's a lot better. And I shot my clear on there. And I still need to just go in and cut and buff it. And all that will be and then all that'll be done. I think it's gonna come out pretty nice. I'm not too concerned about how it's gonna come out. I've got the graphics on there the way I like them. It's gonna look like a really nice bike for me. You know, I'm challenging myself. I'm trying to do something on my own. I don't like paying a bunch of people. I don't like going to the shops and paying for all the stuff whenever I can try to learn to do this myself. And I don't think this come out half bad either. But that's all I'm gonna do for this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date with the most current videos that I have coming out. And here shortly, I'm going to take my bike over to my buddy's house, and we're going to start on the rear fender, and then we got to do some other things to the bike itself before we can start getting on the motor work. But it's happening. I'm happy. Thanks for guys tuning in. Check you later.